Hello, 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 everyone. Do I have a cute little quick story time for y'all, honey? But before we get into that and our thoughts, our opinions, our perspectives on chasing Orlando, if you haven't done so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way, you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at YB Speaks. Hello, God. Quick church announcements, honey. Hello, God. Kiki panel. We will be convening tonight, uh, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So make sure you guys are tuning in. That is over on Harviana, the Queen Wilson's Hello God YouTube platform. So make sure you guys are tuning in. Girl, the one stop shop, girl. Let's just tell the truth. Hello God, get your things, girl, at the Kiki panel. We definitely have been consistent in showing up and showing out, and we appreciate all of you guys that come through and support the platform. What's up, Tracy? How you doing? Cupstar Mania, hello. Jace, hey boo, how you doing? What's going on, honey? Oh, girl. I am trying to get my shit together. I have a really good Hot Topics video that I have to work on. I meant to do it today. It has just been a crazy week. I actually meant to do it a couple days ago. I wanted it out by Friday, but I just got to do it. So if I don't get a chance to do that tonight, I will have that done tomorrow. Okay, so please be on the lookout for that, honey. Okay. Um, quick story time, girl. So I was being a horror and went to go wear out to this lowly bottom child. It was actually good, but the whole point of this particular moment in time that I'm sharing with you all is there comes a time when you just get too old for foolishness. This was a new one because my old ones were not answering their master's call, honey. Okay, that irritates my soul when they don't. Girl, I got three of y'all on standby. If one doesn't work out, the other one can work out. If the other one doesn't work out, then the other one should work out. Neither of them were available for their king. It should literally be off with their heads, but they give really good head. I can't take away the one grand attribute, hello God, that makes them so special in their king's eyes. So I got on, Miss App girl, y'all know which one. Found a lowly bottom child. When I tell you, this is why I leave the Mexican cunts alone. Mexican cunts do not like to provideth. They'll jack you off real quick, okay? They will give a little peck, a little something, and that's about it. They just want that puss used, honey, okay? And I went against my better judgment because this person had one of the nicest butts, hello God, that I've ever seen. Like, and it fits the bill for like, I had to have that. You ever just had that? Like, I gotta have that. Like, it's so perfect, and he was everything. A little short, a little petite and thick, if that makes any sense. Honey, put that bitch through the mattress and everything. But girl, it's what I had to do. hello God, to get to it. Honey, he lives with his brother, and I had to sneak through a window. Girl, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, another person had hit me up who was a lot closer to me, and I was going to do it, but he wasn't even close to the ass on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, girl, this boy got my, you just mesmerized by something. I was like, oh, I gotta have that. So I bypassed that cunt to go to this cunt. And girl had me jumping through a window, talking about, oh, you can't make any noise. I let him know. I was like, I can't promise that because the way that your ass is setting up and the way that I'm feeling, I'm about to wear you out. Like I can't, I'll probably be quiet, but you're going to be, you're going to be screaming, girl. Like you're going to be feeling that. He's like, oh no, don't worry. It's cool. It's cool. I was like, and I asked him, I was like, I just want to be real, bro. I don't really do stuff like that. Like that was back in my younger years where I was really like not giving a damn. I don't really, because people have the right to open fire on your ass. And you talking about you live with your brother, like I can already tell the brother obviously knows that you're one of the girls because the way the room was set up, honey, when I say pretty ass, it was pink and red, girl. Honey, daddy, this little boy had thongs everywhere. Well, not little boy, he was 34, girl. But thongs everywhere. Honey, smelled like pink Christmas, girl, winter wonderland, minus the stuff people put in their nose. Hello, God. Will I ever get done roasting those cunts? Probably not. Depends on how I feel in this life. Honey, when I tell you, that's what happens when you're just easy. And luckily, nothing happened. But when I tell you, I know this might be TMI, but girl, if y'all know me, you know me. Um, I had to show him real quick because like it is what it is. And he had, when I tell you, I wore him out, honey, that thing was farting. That thing was creamed out. All the things, girl. Like, okay. That thing said, how do you make a fart sound? That thing was, that guy had that thing farting, girl. And he didn't, when you're in the thralls though, when desire takes over, girl, hello, God, you don't even give a damn no more. And he was like, go ahead, handle it. Do your thing. He's like, I don't even care. The door's locked. My brother will be okay. I let loose, girl. I wore him out. Girl, and then, another thing I don't like about Mexican cunts is they don't like what I like. And I let these girls know ahead of time, I like prolonged pleasure. If it's 15 minutes, girl, I'm not wanting it. If it's 30 minutes, I don't even want it because I at least want 30 minutes of top. Hello, God. And it's going to be another 30. I'll try 30 minutes of wearing you out. Honey, surprise, surprise, girl. Surprise, surprise. He was with it. And I was like, because I really wanted to. I was nervous because on one hand, I was like, I really need that. But I was like, you have this fear that your brother is going to catch you or whatever. They're going to find out you're a queen, whatever. And again, you're 34. So whether or not you live with someone, you're a grown ass man. That's just how I feel. But anyway, honey, it went in. He let me do my thing. At first, I was scared because he wasn't prepared for the girth of it all. Okay, hello, God, honey. But he got relaxed, honey. I spit in that hole, honey. Yes, girl, I fucking lubed that thing up real good and wore him out, honey. He let me do my thing, and that's the quietest I've ever been. I've never really, because usually I like to talk my little shit. I get in trade. I know it's hard to believe, girl. Hello, God. Contrary to popular belief, darling. I give, honey, when I'm in that mode, if I'm Tatiana, hello God, I have no choice but to give the girls what they want. They want a man, bitch. They want a Negro. They want a nigga. Who sent you, nigga? They want a nigga. And I have to give them that. And I give that. I know it's hard to believe, but I can only channel hello God, my inner nigga when I'm in that moment. And I was wearing him at 100. And I know, just in case y'all don't know, I picked out the thong. He sent me pictures of all his thongs. I want the red. I want you to wear the red one. I have clear directions. That's why I love a sub cunt. Whatever you want, Poppy. Whatever you need, Poppy. I am yours. Yes, God. Yes, God. You are mine. At least for the night. And I live, I live, girl. I be living, girl. And again, I have this thing like when I'm Tatiana, I really live for a real feminine bottom. Just let me use you for my pleasure, honey, for our pleasure. Because if I'm feeling good, you're feeling good, we're both feeling good, it's gonna be a feel good moment, honey. Okay, period. Hello, God. But it was cute. It just was weird. And you know, when you come to your senses. And as I came, and I'm about to fall out of this fucking window, girl. Um, I just was like, never again. But it probably will be because like I said, certain people that have those certain physical, attributes that I live for, I might have to go see that again. But and believe it or not, elite employee, honey, dushed and dangerous. Poppy was dushed and dangerous, honey. It was a concern because that's another reason I do not. I've learned my lesson. The honey, these Mexican cunts will be out here eating Chipotle bowls, girl, and street fried corn, girl, and they salsa, extra cheese, extra guac, girl. 3 burritos are wrapped in another burrito, girl, with extra quesarito sauce or whatever that shit's called, girl. And girl, no, I've learned my lesson because I have definitely been led astray, girl. Led astray, girl, into the pits of filth. Girl, no ma'am. So this one, I double asked, hey, you know how your kind is, girl. I hate to be like that, but it's the trigger. No, it's ready, it's clean, it's good. He sent pictures in real time, a video in real time. I was like, all right, and I had to do a test. I had to do the test, girl. I had to do a test. Amen. Okay, especially when the bottoms go to like flinching at the first, when the head ain't even good in all the way. They go to flinching, so it's tight. I get a little worried with Mexican bottoms when they go to doing that. Girl, is this a sign that I need to just go ahead and go home? But we got to see the journey through. And I'm glad I did. Thank God, he was definitely clean. Smelled good. I'm telling you, this was a real feminine Mexican bottom, girl. The room smelled so good. It was so clean. He was very clean. It's almost like he sprayed his puss down with Victoria's Secrets, girl. Hello, God. Hello. And then juices were flowing. One of my old trades that I hadn't even talked to in a long time hit me up randomly. And I was like, you know what, whatever. So I, gave Got 3000. It was cute. And randomly, and thank God, even when I top, I douche because I just like to be clean in and out, just period. That's just how I am. And I was already, ready to go. And he was like, first of all, he's the type of trade I only give, top to. And he's surprised. He's like, man, I want that. And I was like, boy, all right, honey. Ciao. And now, mind you, it's the first time I've let him hit like that. Hello. And it was cute, but he was too rough. And I like rough, but if it starts hurting me, then it's a no-go, honey. Like again, make me feel good, you'll feel good, we'll feel better. Hello, God. Make your bottom feel comfortable. You don't just drive it in, girl. You don't just know. You need to listen. Body language. Sometimes you don't. If you're really in tune with your bottom, you don't even need to talk. Period. Don't need to talk. Slap it down. Do what you got to do. Drive a finger in real quick. Like, guide yourself in, girl. Take your time. Work it slow. And then, honey, hello, God. Because I'm a shit talking bottom. Hello. I'm gonna let you know when it's ready. Oh, you'll know, because I can be very aggressive as a bottom too. I haven't even started on the review yet. I just wanted to get in on this little brief little story time before we started, because most of these episodes were boring as hell. Um, But yeah, girl, like, yeah, honey, wore me out a little bit. Had to cuss him out real quick. He finally got it. He a little rough hood trade, like I get it, bro. But at the same time, this is our first time doing that together. You need to take my cue and you need to learn. Because if it's painful for me, I lose all interest and you're gonna be gone, period. But luckily, he listened, took my cues, and followed directions, and it was amazing. He went for a second round because it was that amazing. Obviously, he's never had a booty hole before, girl. Because he was talking his shit while he was in it, girl. I was like, I know. And I know that y'all probably like, girl, she really thinks that she's that one. I am, bitch. Period. I really am on all fronts. And now that my ego and pride has been stroked to the ends of the earth with these bottoms, girl, like there's nothing you can tell me as a bottom or a top. Period. End of story. All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me read some of these comments and then we will move forward in time, honey. Which app are you finding these tops and bottoms? Girl, pick one of those and you might be right. I'm not going to say which ones. Jumping through the window and he got to be quiet. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, and plus, I tell y'all my knees be cracking all the time. Girl, my knees cracked as soon as I walked in there. And it's crazy when you're trying to be quiet. That's when everything just is loud. Jace can't believe it. I know. I love that you, Harviana, Chloe connected. Y'all make a great team. Thank you, boo. Yes, we do. We really do. YB, your descriptions really be too much. Tracy, I'm crazy. What's up, Markel? How are you? You do these sex marathons sober, not talking hard drugs, just saying no liquor or anything. Um, I smoke a really high grade marijuana, honey. Okay. Papayas, hello God. I don't drink anymore. For some reason, the last piece of liquor I had, actually my brother's birthday, I took a shot of Hennessy. But prior to that was like May. Like I can't drink for some reason. I just go to throwing up at the smell of liquor. But yeah, Miss Marijuana, honey, hello God, and Papayas will get you in the mood, girl. Period. Hispanic Latino bottoms. We already addressed that too. I will come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Sorry, mother. I apologize, honey. I apologize. I know that's a little X-rated for some of the girls, honey, but y'all know how YB gives it up, honey. You never know what you're going to get, honey. Okay, period. Maybe he was too excited. Yeah, and that's exactly what I felt too, because I could hear, oh my God, this thing wet and it's clean. Of course, of course, honey. Period. Did you finish your? Oh, I already addressed that. Oh my goodness, what did I just walk into? Sorry, Nick. I apologize, honey. Why be letting all hang out, child? Come on, Cubs. What's up? It's me. How are you? We love a considerate lover. I'm telling you, you got to be considerate, girl. If you're not considerate, what are you doing? Period. Let me get my notes together. I won't be here long. I'll be getting off like around 7:30. Hold on, what time is it? No, 8:30. I apologize. Yes, girl. But yeah, I love how open YB is with us. Child, I gotta share, girl. Sharing is caring, girl. And I also believe, like, like we at some point or another will low key relate. Hello, God. Like, maybe okay, not everybody's gonna relate, but I think life is fun and funny, and I think like more people should share. And you don't really hear people share that part of their life, which I get it. It's intimate, it's private. Not everybody is willing to be that open. But like me, I just feel like, why not? And of course, I don't share every single detail because, like Mariah Carey used to always say, girl, I gotta save something for me. But yeah, and I feel like stories, if told right, can be funny and entertaining. And look, everyone's getting their life in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So if I can take a piece now, and another thing, I don't know how everyone walks through life, but I walk through life with this constant. Someone said it in the chat earlier about how they love my descriptions and they're too much. I literally walk as I'm walking to this boy's room or where his window is or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, like I'm a comedian. In my head, I'm like, girl, what the fuck you doing going through this boy window? Girl, you know your knees from the crack as soon as you walk through this window. Like, I'm just telling you, this grown ass man got me coming through a window. Ha, and I'm a grown ass man going through another grown man's window. Like, I'm just laughing at myself in my head, and I literally do walk through life like constantly having this like voice in my head that's obviously me, like laughing and coming up with a joke for everything. So I was thinking in my head it'd just be a cute little story. Anyway, girl, I know y'all here for the review, girl. Almost 25 minutes dedicated to my hotels. I apologize. And I know some of y'all girls save it for the podcast. I will, trust me. All right, y'all. So, Chasing Orlando season 2. I do have notes for episode 7 and episode 8. I will try my best to get through this as swiftly and professionally as possible. And you know me, I like to take deep dives into certain situations that I deem interesting and important, at least from my perspective. This episode 7 started off with Fabio, Pablo, and Ayo enjoying themselves at the carnival, also called the Juvie, I believe it's called. Very Caribbean vibes, Caribbean festival type vibes. Um, I want to say this about Fabio specifically. I just think that this season has done him a disservice. Like I feel like with Marley J in a way. I feel like Marley J should have got what we're seeing a lot from Fabio. And if given a chance, these people can really do great things. But what they're doing has to be aligned with what the season is, if that makes any sense. Um, but anyway, that was cute. Only Fabio and Ayo joined. Um, the next scene is Pablo, Cali Boy, and BBL. They link up to discuss the foolishness. And I just have this to say because I just want to move on from this. BBL, you're just fake. You're just fake all around. I've said it in several videos. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it many times, and I'm going to continue to say it. Um, you're just fake. Um, BBL also has a fundraiser that he's going to be hosting for his dad so he can afford his cancer treatments. He invites everybody out. Um, Ayo ends up having a photo shoot for his lash line. Marlo and Rashida pop up. Rashida addresses Ayo for not being there for her during her time of need, especially as it relates to her first pageant. Which I get it, I understand, but I feel like communication is across the board. And I think people need to start granddaddy, best friend, brother. We need to really start. We hear a lot of those terms thrown out, especially as it relates to web series. And I think we need to really go old fashioned, girl, and pick up a Webster's dictionary, bitch, and really look at the true definitions of friends, family, like what those actually mean. Because the way these girls be throwing that shit around, no wonder you're always disappointed and heartbroken, sad and mad, dusted and disgusted, in a dark room thinking and drinking, and you want to call everybody a backstabber. Well, what did you expect? Y'all be too quick to call somebody a brother or a bestie. Girl, please. Anyway, um, what's killing me with BBL too is we're putting a lot of this season of Orlando has shown me how low the bar has been in terms of chasing. Because BBL, what's the T? You're putting more effort into a fundraiser than you are a chase. Now, if you were a party planner or an event planner, I could understand. But girl, that's not the T. Moving right along. Um, um, Marlo also addressed Ayo about the pool party she lost her contract for. She low key blames Ayo for having Max there. And I just want to say this. I forgive me for not being an idiot. Forgive me for not being a fool, uh, retarded, um, slow, delayed, new. But baby, it sounds like because you didn't know how to conduct yourself, hello God, at a place where your job is hosting a situation, a cast member that you have beef with, whether legitimate beef or not, that's not for us to really judge too much of. You didn't know how to conduct yourself. You lack emotional intelligence. You lack awareness. You lack, hello God, you have the inability to be able to navigate complex, challenging issues with other people, even down to the workplace, and you have the nerve and audacity to blame Ayo and Max and all these other people on why you lost your contract. Because you showed your natural ass at a workplace event. You could have talked to him and you could have been like, you could have played nice real quick. Hey girl, we're at work. Thank y'all for coming out to support the tea. Um, Max, obviously there's some issues here, but nonetheless, thank you for joining us tonight. As me, Marlo, hello God, I'm in my professional bag. I'm going to definitely extend courtesy to you, but just know at a later date and time, hello God, me and you have things to discuss because I'm not a fake bitch. But until then, enjoy yourself. And you walk away. Period. End of story. Next, Ayo meets up with a friend who is also gay and a father. They discuss the challenges of being a gay dad. Ayo reveals he doesn't have legal custody of his daughter, and he tried to explain the complications of his situation. Honestly, again, when we talk about production, when we talk about even cast, you're telling half-ass stories, and then y'all wonder why people like me get on here and have these issues. Like, girl, we understand none of this. We find out by way of a source that the daughter isn't even biologically his. The girl is married. The married guy's name is on the birth certificate. Ayo doesn't have the paperwork needed, required, and desired to do anything. Can you even file the child on your income tax? We need Ayo to come to the Kiki panel. We need you to clear these things up because none of it makes sense. And if I was a producer and I'm having this conversation with my cast member, I need all the information. Um, and me as a producer, it's up to me to make sure that the story translates well for the viewing audience. That way, we're not out here again pushing or carrying a narrative that may or may not be true. All because you failed to do your due diligence in making sure that this is explained thoroughly, you know, with no real questions like that. All right, moving on. Um, Fabio has a photo shoot for his new EP. The EP is titled Dreams. It comes out on December 13th, 2025, honey. Hello, God. Shout out to Fabio, honey. Um, Marlo joined him. Y'all look a little too cozy for me. Fabio, I'm very territorial. Marlo, I understand. It's probably the same reason that I have fallen in love with him. But girl, that is my man. Period, girl. The photo shoot. Let me tell y'all something. Fabio is working. He's investing. It is not cheap to do all the things that he's been doing. And as we see in episode 8 with that event, girl, Poppy put some money together. Okay? He out here just spending our hard-earned money. I'm telling y'all, and y'all better appreciate him. Because I should be in some Manolo Blahniks by now, honey, okay? But I can't do that because my man is invested in his dreams. Period. um Next, Ayo and Rashida scout the location for the skate party. The skate party is sponsored by Pineapple Health. If we don't know, which we all should know, they're the ones that's basically been sponsoring this whole damn season, girl. Their ad is everywhere in their thing, the only ad, really. Um, why y'all didn't do y'all due diligence and just reach out to people and say, hey, would you be interested in purchasing ad space or sponsorship space or give a discount? Like, I'm quite sure there are a lot of LGBTQ small business owners. I'll definitely be reaching out once Tika Naturals is where I need it to be. Like, even though I'll probably not be reviewing the platforms anymore, I'm gonna make it my business to do what needs to be done. Like, I need y'all to do better than that. I wonder also, I had a note here, is Pineapple Health a resource that Marlo gave? Because I'm hearing a lot about Marlo being able to find resources for not only chasing Orlando, but other cast members and people that need, require, and desire services and funding for their situations. So it just made me think, I wonder if Marlo actually knows those people and if she's the one that set that up. Again, shout out to Marlo. If it was not for Marlo, I don't think a lot of this season would have been anything because, again, come to find out, Marlo and her knowledge and her resources and her connections are the reason for the season. Piriana to the Pyrie, in the words of the official King Payne. Anyway, moving on. Um, Ayo ends up having his event, and it does look really good. People stayed true to the theme. It was the roll and bounce theme. I did like that movie. Unpopular opinion, I do believe that Bow Wow could have had a great career as an actor. I did love Lottery Ticket. I did love Roll Bounce. I liked a couple of other things that he was a part of too. But anyway, shout out to the theme. Ayo was obviously mad and frustrated that not barely anybody showed up. And this is why people be hesitant on throwing events. Luckily, you didn't come out of your pocket and it was a sponsored event, you'd be probably even more pissed off. But I don't know. I didn't see no food there. There might have been. You got to do things to get people. Food and drinks is what people want to hear. And they also want to hear that it's free. Hello. I'm just saying, though. What else? Uh, Callie and Quan, they have some type of celebration, and some of the girls pop out. BBL and Mark, towards the end of that, had what I titled a fake ass conversation because, girl, I'm just over the fakiana of it all. Um, I cannot live my life that way, bro. Like, to live like that. Wow, just fake. And you guys understand well, from what we're hearing now, shout out to Harviana, honey, there may not even be a reunion. So I'm just wondering, like, if there is a reunion, which there should be one, right? Maybe Pineapple Health can sponsor that too. um, Ask Marlo to dip into her resource bag to see if they can help y'all out with that. But the thing that's killing me is you're gonna see this play back. That's why I don't understand. If I'm on a show, right? I might as well be authentic and true to form with everyone I interact with. What I'm going to say in my confessional, I should have already said to your face in the scene. Because the day is going to come inevitably where everyone is going to see this stuff play back and they're going to be in their feelings because they're now going to realize that all y'all cunts were being fake. Girl, please. Um anyway, moving on. Oh, that's it. Let's move on to episode 8, girl, period. Max and Callie, they ended up linking up and they discussed. Hold on, what? Okay. Max and Callie link up and discuss all the mess. Max reflects and takes, accountability for speaking on BBL's Kukiana issues, honey. Max also talks about the Stop the Violence event and how everyone made him feel, especially Pablo. Cali Boy ended up sharing some personal anecdotes and encourages Max to attend BBL's fundraiser for his dad. I don't really have any thoughts on that, to be honest with you. Next, we meet Marlo's parents, and this whole scene was everywhere, and it felt as if they are not comfortable. And Marlo in the scene looks like bitch, y'all lying, and her confessional was definitely contrary to the scene. Um, there was a lot to. I had to replay it because, no offense, Marlo's mother, girl, girl. I don't even want to do that. I can tell that there has probably been a struggle with the use of drugs, mental health, obviously denial. Um, I can definitely see where Marlo gets her personality from. Definitely her mother. Um, this is my thing. Marlo, I have to interview her one on one. I have to. There's a lot you can tell that she holds on to and that she just does not want to talk about because she already knows, just like I know with my mom and certain bitches in my life, there's no point in having those conversations with these people because not only will they deflect and lie and try to brush certain things under the carpet, especially the more serious it is. Um, it's like talking to a wall. There's no point in talking to these people because the excuse is always going to be, this is how I was raised. I had you young. I didn't know any better. This is my mom's thought process, my dad's, the whole lineage. It's a blame game. I feel like I just had this conversation as that last video I did talking about Oprah Winfrey as she's examining the girls that are going no contact with their toxic ass narcissistic family members. And like this is that situation. You can tell that Marlo in the scene was over it. I cried, I wept for my sister in Christ because I felt exactly where she was coming from. She was completely over it, and she was in her. I'm glad because once the confessional started playing, I was confirmed. It was confirmed. Sorry, it was confirmed that we were on the same, wavelength. And I'm glad that she pointed all of that out because I can tell by their posture, I can tell by their explanations. It is the classic Black mentality. It really, really, really is. Um, it was good to see that at least on the outside, it looked like they were trying to learn and be better. But Marlo knows her parents. We don't. She knows her parents. That's why she was looking the way that she was looking. And I'm glad that she wasn't afraid to confront them either when she knew that what they were talking was some bullshit. Y'all got these cameras on. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all bringing the conversation to the screen, being willing to even have that kind of dialogue. Um, there's a lot of us that have these stories to share, and it's just good to know that we're not alone. So, shout out to Marlo and her mom and father for even being willing to have that conversation, even if most of what was pouring out of their mouth was some bullshit. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Max is at his new job, which basically, girl, I don't know, just like Ted Lee, y'all girls be lying, y'all be fabricating and dreams and nightmares and delusions of grandeur, girl. You're a property manager at best. $19 an hour, probably, maybe a little bit more. I know you trying to get in where you fit in. One thing about Max, he's a hustler. He may have many jobs, and hey, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, I guess. But honey, anyway, moving on, girl. Um, his friend comes in for a walkthrough as a potential client. Max ends up, showing her a unit. Um, they end up sitting down. Max ends up revealing, girl, that he feels like Pablo was moving real sneakily with someone Max was involved with. Um, whatever. Max also explains the origin of seeing BBL allegedly do Kokiana. So I guess they were leaving an event. They were drunk. Max was walking BBL out to his car. BBL allegedly pulled out a bag and continued to snort that bag. Um, Max ended up having a conversation with Ayo about it, and that's kind of like how that circulated around the group. Um, I've known the girls to hit the bag when being overly intoxicated. If they're about to drive, because Kokiana nullifies the effects of alcohol. So that's probably why BBL did it, because he's been known to be a drunkard, and he's a seasoned drug abuser allegedly, because seasoned drug abusers use that tactic. Okay, girl, I'm a little drunk. I know I can't drive. Let me go ahead and hit this winter wonderland real quick, bitch. Okay, to kind of like, because Kokiana is a stimulant. It's immediately going to stimulate you. And again, it nullifies the effects of alcohol. So my thing is, though, no matter how BBL was feeling, just the fact that you felt comfortable. And I wonder too, Max, when we revealed on the Kiki panel last week that video that was recorded down to the Stop the Violence, BBL, Marlo, Cali Boy, everyone was having this discussion about how they know you do it too. So I'm conflicted. We need to know the real truth, because I don't know. I don't know, girl. Anyway, where am I at in my notes? Shout out to real friends, and sometimes being a real friend, and shout out to, oh, let me tell you something. It's always a black woman will always, well, not always, but most of the time, will have to show you what truth really looks like and what real friendship really looks like. And, Max didn't want to hear none of it, because as soon as Homegirl started speaking some logic and sense and balance to Max, after he was talking about all of the foo la la that he was involved in, The friend kept it real with him and he couldn't take it. I can't be friends with someone like Max because you're sitting here asking for my advice. You're pouring all of your foolishness onto me. And I'm going to give you the right answer. And it may not be the what you want to hear because it doesn't agree with you. I can't really be friends with people like that. Period. And it just seems like Max will not take genuine accountability. He says he's tried to reach out to BBL a couple times and, or he texted him something. You don't text someone that. And Max, it did start with you, obviously, but Ayo as well. Like, if Max didn't tell the rest of the group, that means Ayo told the group, right? But still, it starts with Max. He should have just kept that to himself. Because now you have explaining to do, Lucy. You have explaining to do, Lucy. Hello, God. Because now the girls are saying that you also partake in Winter Wonderland activities, girl. Bashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, snorting all the way. Ha ha ha, bells and poptails ring. Snorting coke is right. Girl, anyway, moving on. BBL ends up having the fundraiser for his father, and all the girls pop out and show support. Even Pablo donated $200 himself. Some of the groups stand up and speak about their experiences with cancer. Mark performs, and I thought it was actually really cute. Marlo did a show as well. The only thing I have to say is looking out into the crowd and understanding what this is, it just didn't correlate. It didn't make sense. BBL, are your people actually okay with drag shows, lip sync performances, obvious Lady Gaga type queen cunts performing? The father, whoever that other girl was, a lot. Those people were. I didn't. Did I? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't. Anyway, girl, shout out to that. I understand it's for a good cause. Anyway, next, Fabio, he talks with his family about the release party. He ends up having the release party. Shout out to Fabio because the release party was dope. Again, he's spending money. He is chasing. I'm here for it all. I'm going to share the link. What's up, T? How you doing, boo? Child, I knew exactly what you was going to say about Marlo's mammy. I'm sorry, honey, but it's my mom was a drug addict, still is a drug addict, at least from my knowledge. And I know it all too well. I work in the field. Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just telling the truth. That's all I can do. The link has been provided. I don't have much time, but please feel free to hit the link and come up and say the things that are needed, required, and desired, honey, okay? You have half the cast that gives a fuck and half the cast that doesn't give a fuck. Then the production issues. Then has been a rough season. This has been a rough season for Orlando. I had such high hopes. Girl, me too. I'd rather see Fabio on Chasing LA, Atlanta, or Dallas. Can't have a music career in Orlando. One thing I will say about Fabio, and this is what I was talking about in terms of like when you have a music artist or just any chase, period, we got to see him in the booth creating the music. We now got to see a photo shoot. Hello, God. Now we're seeing the release party. Maybe we'll get a performance. I'm not sure. But that's what I call chasing. That's what we should have saw with Marley J in season 1, if we're being honest. Fabio reminds me of OG chasing, working hard, showing the ups and downs. Amen. What's your favorite? Girl, you are really, really elite employee. I'm not answering that question. If you want the truth, it's none of those. Fabio makes really good music. You're actually right. I think he does. Is Pablo a real chef or does he cook? Well, it really depends. Did he go to the Cordon Bleu, child? Did he go? Does he have a formal education in culinary arts? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think so. Um, in my humble opinion, you can only be titled chef if you've actually went. Jace, am I correct? You can only be titled a chef if you've went to and graduated a culinary institute. No, I'm not correct. So you could just call yourself a chef, trained with a chef. Okay, I was always under the impression in order to really have the title, you have had to be formally trained and, pass the class or a test or something like that, correct? Because I'm not a chef. I can cook my ass off. I've been a kitchen manager. I've worked in kitchens. I've worked in restaurants. But have I ever called myself a chef before? I probably have, but I know I'm not. It's all up to where you want your path to lead. Okay. Because I just wondered, anybody can do an old nasty piece of lobster mac and cheese. I'm not trying to downplay him but what all we've seen from him is foods that I feel like everybody in the chat can make. Like anybody can make an old nasty piece of seafood salad. Anybody can make, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a chef would know how to, the technique, the how can I put it? Certain temperatures, certain ingredients, things that building flavor profiles, and you know the proper way to prep a dish or to cook a dish, and like certain, can a bitch make Peking duck? Hello, God, can you make Peking duck, bitch? That's what I want to know. Hello, God, can you make escargot taste good? Period. Do you even know what escargot is? A great poupon. Honey, hello, wee wee. Hello, God. I just want to know. Can you do like my girl Jace, girl, and serve us old nasty piece of branzino, girl? Can you make sushi from scratch? Hello, God. Shit, do you even know how to make hollandaise sauce, girl? Can you poach an egg? Hello, God. What different cheeses complement certain dishes? Do you know your wine? Well, that's more of a what do you call those people? A samagnon, a sommelier, or some shit like that. You know, I'm just saying though, like, but no shade to Chef Pablo though. A chef creates recipes, manages the whatever that word is, girl, and run the kitchen. You earn the title by demonstrating control over all aspects of the kitchen. Come on, Chef Ramsay, girl. Hello, God. Infinite intelligence. How are you, boo? It's all up to where you want to go, where your path. Okay, I already read that. Yes, girl. Brigade. Some private schools don't require a teacher to have a teaching degree license, while public schools, I figure the same is with someone who's a private chef versus a pro chef in an established restaurant. Okay. Okay. All right. The girls know their things, honey. I shared the link. No one wants to hit it. That's perfectly fine with me because I'm about to get off of here in a couple of minutes because I have to shower. Child, I went to the gym earlier, went to the grocery store. $50 fucking dollars just to buy things to make nachos. Girl, no, never again. Then again, I think about it too. Nachos are about $20 at a restaurant, girl. So I made enough to, go back for thirds and fourths if I really wanted to. Made some nachos, girl. Um, I didn't realize how late it was, so I usually like to take a shower before I go live, but I'll take one as soon as I end this to get ready for the Kiki panel. Yes, get it together. What happened to your cleanse, hoe? Girl, I haven't eaten since Friday. Friday evening was like the last thing I ate anything. So I went literally all day Saturday with nothing but water and lemon. I had my kale smoothie, and yeah, and I literally just ate an hour ago for the first time. So she's cleansed, and I used limes, girl. I use turkey. I don't use beef. I use ground turkey, girl. Um, Cheese, tomatoes, avocados, and stuff, girl. All of that is healthy. Lettuce. Yes, honey. I'll be starting that cleanse again. Not this week. Next week. I guess it will be a cleanse because I'm gonna go back to the apples and carrots this week coming up because I really do need to get that together. Nick,
Hi there.
hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
I wanted to ask, have you been to Orlando before?
I have.
Okay, do you know why everything happens to be closed on Mondays?
I never really knew that. I've been there visiting, but never really on a Monday. Usually, if I ever went, it was on a weekend. So I
Okay.
didn't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
uh, I was gonna say because I'm gonna go for Christmas. I'm gonna go to Universal, but I'm trying to find some things to do in Orlando on a Monday. But it seems like everything, like museums and stuff, are closed.
Oh, I never knew that.
Well, are there any like fun clubs or whatever?
Honey, I'm not a resident of Orlando, even though I'm born and raised in Florida, baby. I really don't know much about Orlando like that. I actually despise Orlando.
Oh, why?
It's a fraud. It's
Oh,
cute. It has its cute moments. It's big for the tourist attractions, but like it's mostly the hood child. And when you really think about it, once you step into shit, the hood is literally down the road from what is that, Buena Vista, whatever that place is called, girl. Right down from Universal, I believe. Every hotel around that 5 mile radius surrounding Disney World is a hot mess unless you're going to a Sheraton resort or one of the Disney resorts and stuff like that. Those massage parlors lined up, honey. So if you want a happy ending, God bless you, but you might leave with something. Okay, hello God, you can't give it back. It's
oh
just not
no.
what people hype it up to be. I see why a lot of the girls in Chasing Orlando actually don't live in Orlando. Not surprised at all. But it's not what people gas it up to be. And it's overly priced just to enjoy yourself. They know what they're doing. Most tourist areas really are like that anyway.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your in- expertise in this.
You're welcome. Whatever I can provide, honey, okay? Just if you can, reach out to, damn, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Kentucky, honey. The Louisville Sluggers.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, is this your first time coming to Orlando?
Yes, it's my first time.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoy yourself. And I
Thank
hope
you.
things aren't really closed like that on Mondays. Have you called or are you just looking them up online?
Well, I've been looking it up online, like I'm checking out museums and art places and whatnot, and they're all closed on Mondays.
Come on, cultured child. I know that's right. You want to go to the museums and stuff. Yeah, I'm not really sure. If one of the kids join the Kiki panel tonight, I'll ask them.
Okay.
I'll ask them. Maybe Fabio's always in the chat, and Marlo's always in the chat. So if anything, I'll ask them. Who better to ask than the city princess? Hello, God.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself and enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. I gotta finish this lesson plan, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Oh, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately.
You deserve a vacation. Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, thank you for providing our next generation of youth with education. It's needed,
Of
required, and desired. It's definitely appreciate all the hard work y'all put in.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You as well. Take care. All right, honey. What's up, Tay? How you doing? I love Fabio. He's been putting in that work. He definitely has. He definitely has. He deserves his things. I owe him a treat. He deserves a reward. Doesn't doesn't Fabio deserve a reward? Yeah, I think he deserves a really, really, really good, wet, warm, welcoming reward. Yeah. We're gonna have to let him know by show Hello God how much we appreciate his hard work. Hello God. Yes, we will. Don't worry, Fabio. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair. Your prince or princess, depending on how I feel that day, hello God, calleth you. I will climbeth up thine hair. Hello God. Yes. And it's real, so there's no fear that it's gonna fall out, girl. Hello God. Mm-hmm. Most valuable chaser, perhaps. Okay. I love how he just every time you see him, he's trying to put himself in a position to be seen doing something. I'm here for all of it. He's a talker now. You could when he was talking to his family about his release party and the process of his EP and his music, and he had them sitting in that Ayana Fixing Lives group session, girl. He was yapping and yeah, I was like, all right, girl, we appreciate it. Let's get to the things. So I can already tell he's going to talk me through how he's going to handle me late in the midnight hour. That's the only time I want all that talking. Period. And then again, I'm not really a talker either, though, unless you're worthy to be praised in that way. Mm. All right, let me get out of here. The Kiki panel will be starting in less than what 20 something minutes. So let me shower, get myself together, girl, and prepare the table before the girls. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate you all. Make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, subscribing to the platform, following me on Instagram at YB Speaks, honey. Hello, God. And yeah, see you guys in a couple of minutes down to the Kiki panel. And thank you again. And shout out to Nick for clicking the link, saying his piece, honey. We appreciate it. And everybody else as well. Enjoy your night. See you all later. Love y'all. Be blessed and never stressed. And remember that health is truly wealth, darling. Take care. Bye.